All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today I'm going to do a prop firm series. I'm going to go over the different prop firms that I recommend, that I've used, and just kind of review them and just kind of talk to you guys about why each prop firm account has what the benefits are, the drawbacks, just stuff like that. So today we're going to start with the Alpha Zero plan, and these are the best beginner accounts in my opinion. I've always said this. These are the simplest accounts to get a payout on as a beginner, the most beginner friendly accounts. And I'm going to get through this. I see a lot of people making prop firm videos and they take forever on these. They just keep shilling their affiliate status and they just keep going. Like, I'm going to try to knock these videos out pretty quick because there's really not too much to go over at the end of the day. Again, guys, if you do want to support and use this, it is code LukeX. It gets you automatically 10% or whatever the best discount available is. But again, I'm not going to like show that the whole video like some of these guys. So basically, let's start on the Alpha website. You guys can see this all. Basically, there's three plans, okay? You have the 25K, you have the 50K, and you have the 100K. Now, I recommend the 50Ks personally. That's what I've used. But if you are not trying to spend that much, you can obviously use the 25Ks. I wouldn't recommend 100Ks. If you are going to use the 100Ks, I would just go to the standard plan or just use another prop that has 150Ks. But I would stick with the 50s, and if you really want to, the 25s, that's still fine. And we're going to go through the rules really quick. Now, just so you guys know, it's actually not going to be 119. It's always going to have a minimum at least 10% off. So this is actually going to be like 71, and this is going to be like 109 or something like that. And again, if the sale's bigger, it's going to get you more, but it's not actually this much. You just have to, you'll always get a minimum 10% off. So don't worry about that. So this is actually at the same price as the Top Step no activation accounts. So, okay, let's start with the eval. Then we'll go to the qualified, which is just the funded. Basically, you can pass these in one day, which is what I love. You can literally just take one good trade, and if you hit 3K, you're passed in one day, and you can start trading it pretty much. So one day minimum. Obviously, you don't need to pass in one day. You could take your time. But yeah, you could pass in one day if you want. That's how I've passed these in the past. Pretty much always just in one trade, two trades. Majority of the time, just one trade. Basically, $3,000 profit target, which is obviously standard. You could trade up to 3 minis, $2,000 max drawdown, which is standard, $109 for a reset, $1,000 daily loss limit. So if you don't like daily loss limits on eval, this is one drawback. But personally, it's really not that big of a deal. It gives you 2 shots. You don't blow the thing in one day. And especially if you're spending this much, you kind of don't want to blow the account in one day. It gives you 2 shots. But if that's something like, that's one drawback, I guess. Again, no consistency on the eval. And yes, you can trade the news for the eval. It doesn't matter. Now going over to the qualified again, which is the funded, we're going to go through the rules. And it's really simple, really beginner friendly rules. So basically, you need 5 minimum trading days and 5 days of minimum $200 profit, which is pretty standard. Again, pretty much most prop firms are 5 days, 150. So 5 days. If you're in the green, you're a beginner, you're risking light, it shouldn't be an issue, especially if you're trading it slow. Take your time, get those 5 days knocked out, and then you can qualify for a payout from there. Profit target, obviously there's none. Max position size, you can scale up to 3 contracts if you go through the scaling plan. Going over to the max drawdown, you have $2,000 max drawdown. You have a 90% profit split on the Alpha Zeros, so you don't have to worry. I think the standards have the tiered where they go from like 70 to 80 to 90% profit split, but the zeros are just 90% profit split, so that's great. Resets $4.99. I don't recommend resets. Just don't reset your account. Just literally buy another one if you do blow it. Like, I don't know, I don't like resets. Okay, so you have a $1,000 daily loss limit. Again, this is a drawback if you don't like daily loss limits, but as a beginner, like, you probably aren't going to lose $1,000 in a day unless you're just like going on tilt. So this kind of does protect you from blowing the account in one day. And again, as a beginner, like, you'll like, this is actually protecting you. As a more advanced trader, if you're really trying to up the risk, this is one drawback, obviously. But yeah, from there, 40% consistency, which isn't bad. It's doable. Obviously, I personally prefer accounts that don't have consistency rules. But 40% is definitely doable. I think anything under 40 is a little bit ridiculous. For like, I'm not including instant funding accounts, but 40% is definitely doable. And as a beginner, again, you're going to be trading consistently. If you're looking for consistent base hits, you'll be fine. You don't even have to worry about this, right? Now, max allo, you can have up to 5 accounts. It used to be 3, as you guys know, and now they updated like a couple weeks ago, and now you can have 5 accounts. And you can hold to the news with restrictions. So you can't, basically, Alpha posts the news like every week. So if you check their Discord, they post what the restricted news is. So you can't place a trade like an order. So that could be limit, stop order, anything 2 minutes before or 2 minutes after the news. So let's say the news is at 10 a.m. From 9:58 to 10:02, you can't place an order, but if you're holding a position, you can hold through that news. It just can't hit your take profit, your stop loss in that like 4-minute window. So you always have to be careful and make sure to check the news. Again, as a beginner, you probably shouldn't be trading with the news anyway. So like this is why I recommend these as a beginner accounts, right? So now I'm going to go through, let me find actually where they talk about it, and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So basically what I said, you can have 5 accounts, 1 day pass, very simple rules, which I just went over. And this is the big selling point, which I really like about Alpha. And this is what puts them apart from the other prop firms. Now, no other prop firms that I know of have this. No max loss limit slides to 0 rule. So it gives you more drawdown to work with. Now I'm going to go on their website and kind of find where they talk about it, because I think they'll probably explain it a little bit better than me. Here is it. Let me see. Okay. So it has become far too accepted in the future space to see the rule of your maximum loss limit will always be set to 0 after your first payout, or you may not withdraw in the buffer zone, or you cannot withdraw until you have made 5% plus on this account. These firms are punishing you for taking small virtual payouts as an analyst with Alpha. Whatever your max loss limit was the date of your withdrawal, it will be there after you receive your performance fee as well. Then continue to trail again as you set new highs in the account. We're the only firm in the industry that has slashed these unfair rules. So basically, let me explain this really quick, right? Let's say you bring your account up. Let's say you bring your account up $1,000, and then after that $1,000, you did your 5 winning days, and you want to take a payout, right? So you're obviously eligible to request 50%, which is standard. So it'd be $500. Now, if you did that with any other prop firm, like let's just say Top Step, right? Even though I love Top Step. If you bring your account up $1,000, you request a $500 payout, all you're left with in the account now is $500. So when that $500 goes to 0, the account is gone. But what Alpha does is they let you keep the drawdown. So obviously if you were $1,000 in profit, and so your balance would be 51K, your drawdown would be 49K. So after the payout, you still have that extra, you have the $500 left plus the initial $1,000 left. So your max loss limit is still at 49,000. So you're able to keep the drawdown and you don't get penalized for taking an early payout. Now, as a beginner, you're probably not going to be running up a huge buffer. You're probably not going to be building a $3,000 to $5,000 buffer. Maybe you are, but if you aren't and you want to take a payout and you're like, you know, I hit my 5 days, fuck it, I want to take this $600 payout, I want to take this $500 payout, you're still able to keep the rest of your drawdown. Whereas with other firms, you take that payout, you're screwed because now you only have like $500 of drawdown left. So they let you keep the extra drawdown, which is the biggest thing. And this is why I recommend them for beginners. This main thing right here, this no max loss limit slice to 0 rule, this is the main thing. Again, simple rules, 5 accounts. So as you get more advanced, you can scale, and it kind of just protects you. Like, again, you look here, it's just going to protect you. The daily loss limit, the consistency helps you to kind of hit those base hits as a beginner and just kind of force you to like trade how you're supposed to trade, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's it for this one, guys. Really nothing too crazy to go over. Again, if you guys want to support, there's my code. If not, do whatever you want. Like, it doesn't really matter to me, but I'm going to make another video going over all the other prop firms that I use. I will probably Top Step, like all of them. So that's it for me, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.